All right. Welcome to the 290 Mo podcast. I appreciate your time. If you could introduce yourself for my viewers and listeners.
Okay, well, my name is Destiny Basnight. I'm a model talent as well as an advertising agent.
Okay. So before we get into the nitty gritty, let's just get some small background information, if you don't mind. Just for the people that's listening and watching, if you could just explain a little bit of your background, your beginnings, where you grew up, and how that impacted where you're heading now.
Okay, of course. Well, first, I want to say thank you for
No
having me on
problem.
the show. I'm really excited to be here. So, I'm originally from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What's that?
okay.
What's that?
West Side.
Okay,
West Side,
you know
baby.
that matter out here, so had to get that out.
Yeah, I had to let it know. So I've kind of been a little bit of everywhere in life, but I'm currently residing in Indianapolis, Indiana. So not too far. We go back home often. I do,
Hmm.
work in the city as well. So a little bit just about me. I've always been interested in modeling, acting, and singing. So that's why I say model slash talent because I feel like there's a lot of different cups that I pour from. And as far as my advertising, so I actually started in 2011
Hmm.
um, when I was a dancer. Listen to me now. I do a lot now.
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
we gonna get it. We gonna get into
I
all
done
that.
done it all. Okay, when you're a creative mind
Exact. I
and
understand.
you actually dip your toe in it, you never know where it takes you. So when I
Hmm.
started out in Chicago, um, I began dancing, go-go dancing, and
What
I started
exactly is
doing,
go-go dance? I have no clue on what that
um,
is. I'm sorry. I have
so
no
when
rhythm,
you,
so I do no dances. So.
no. So when it's what it basically is it's kind of like going into Hooters and
Hmm.
you see the attire that they wear, but they're not completely removing all of their clothing. So if you think about exotic dance in a way, they kind of some most clubs or facilities they get all the way down to the nitty gritty.
Hmm.
So I never got all the way down to the nitty gritty. So more like kind of the bottle girl, if you think
Okay.
of
Okay.
attire wise,
Hmm.
still amping up the crowd, still turning up, dancing. I don't do no more. My knees is bad. I don't got the mega knees no more.
Okay.
But so that's where it actually began, and it was so funny because this actually just recently dawned on me that I started networking and advertising without knowing that I was doing so. So when I was in the dance field, it was actually two other girls I worked with. They were pretty good friends at the time, and we created a dance group. We went by Caramel Dimes.
Okay.
Now, because I wanted to get ourselves out there and booking, I'm the voice. I'm always talking. I'm always networking. I'm always excited to get to know new people. You want to perform, you want to make your money. You got to put yourself out there. You say I'm a singer. Someone say sing.
Gotta
I
promote
know you
yourself,
got to do
whatever
it.
you do.
So that's kind of where it started for me. And I was just like, hey, we got this group. We want to, perform here. We started connecting with a couple different Chicago promoters and club events, and it was a really, really awesome time. A fun time in my life. But that's definitely where it began. And from that point, it was just like I kind of want to be on the other end of the spectrum because I'm a mom. I'm a mother of three. So in life we grow and we change and
Exactly.
we develop every day. We're butterfly. I always say I'm a butterfly because we're going through these different stages. So I said, well, you know what? Maybe I want to. I don't want to be on that end of the spectrum, but I want to take it on the other end because there's so many talents, especially in my city and as well as out here in Indianapolis. We're not really being heard. We're not really getting that platform that we need.
Hmm.
So that's my goal. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay. No, that's wonderful. So, if we could, I'm walking back just a little bit. So, did the dancing did it become a thing where you were getting modeling offers or photo shoot offers from the dancing, or did you just step
Yes.
back and was like,
So
I could sell what we're doing?
yeah, absolutely. So that's so awesome that you asked that question. Um, the modeling and acting aspect of my life started very, very early. I used to audition for Disney. Like, this was like, I wanted to be like that. So Raven, I still am in a way, you
There
know,
you go.
that's
Get
why I
with me.
call it the
That's
Destiny
next. We shoot
Channel.
movies next. You want to get
You
with me?
know, so exactly. So I started with that dynamic because it's always been in me. I grew up singing in church. So when I go to music, I'm very, you know, soulful, neo soul, gospel. Um, so those dynamics had already started. I was already kind of plugged in with a few different photographers, a few different people that kind of knew people. So when I got into the dancing aspect, and when we think about what the world was, I guess I'm saying during that time, I mean, even now still, it was just like, oh, this is perfect. So now that we, you know, we need these flyers, I already know a photographer. So then I'm reaching out with these photographers, I'm reaching out with different club promoters, and then just kind of going from there. Because sometimes it's not necessarily, you know, who you know, but what you know, and then putting yourself out there. You never know. You could walk in a room for one thing and leave out with 5 other things. And I like that about me. I might be going in for this modeling gig, and then other people are in this room and they say, who is this person? I want to get to know this person. And then that's where my networking comes in. I always got a business card. I keep at least 7 business cards on me. Okay, because you never know.
Right. Okay, so we go from the dancing into the advertising and marketing. So
Yes.
what about the advertising and marketing that specifically enticed you to make you want to go full speed ahead in that aspect?
Okay, so what
Like,
in
because to me, I
yeah,
just started promoting myself, and to be honest, to do it correctly, to do it right and efficiently, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of
it
work. It's a lot
is.
of market research. So, what
It
made
really
you?
is.
What drove you to take that lane instead of, you know? Well, you still took a whole bunch of lanes, but what made you want to take that lane specifically?
What took me to the lane specifically, in work wise, outside of, you know, my own personal career, I work customer service. I'm always, you know, on the phone. I'm always on the computer. I'm always writing, notating, doing different things. Like I said, being the voice for different people. But what really took me there was my own experiences. Being a model, being a dancer, being an actress, being all these different caps that we wear, we run into, let's say, bad situations, bad people. We get a lot of people that, you know, have wasted our time. We're not getting the exposure that we desire. And so I sat back and I looked at it like, I want to be that person that boosts and helps the talent. With me being a talent still to this day, when it comes to modeling and everything, it's like wanting to push and help. I'm a very uplifting and motivating person. So a lot of us, we have these talents and no one is really seeing, you know, what we're doing. So it's kind of just wanting to help boost and promote others, and get them out there, get them that exposure they desire. So getting into advertising, it's like, it just kind of just felt like, it just felt so right to me. I'm like, this is what I'm already doing. This is what I've been doing for years. I'm going out, I'm talking to people. Hey, I got this guy. He does photography. These are his prices. You know, putting their name out there. Like, why am I not doing this, you know, for a living? So that's pretty much where I am right now in life, where I'm 2019 actually. I was doing customer service, so I'm work from home, and I'm just like, I need to start pushing myself more and getting into understanding the advertising more, understanding the marketing more, understanding social media more, because the social media platform is amazing. I'm 91. So when I grew up, I was thinking like MySpace and stuff. You wasn't really, you know, it was like, what is this? It's not doing anything like Facebook or anything like Instagram, anything. Oh, TikTok is an amazing, amazing, amazing platform for getting yourself out there. People are becoming stars and millionaires literally overnight, sitting in the comforts of their own home. And it's so much untapped potential. So I'm just tapping into it. And if I could just fully have my own office somewhere actually here in Indianapolis where I have my own agency. I really, really want just like one assistant and maybe 3 different agents, just so that we can have like a street team as well. So when we go out, we're at the club, we're promoting, we're showing our face as well. And then we have our people that are on our back end, you know, kind of doing the editing. I don't want a big army. I just need I want a small family to continue working on with me, because like I said, I have home life. I have my own job as well. But the goal for me is to be able to do this full time. If I could do my modeling and acting gigs and then my advertising on my own, just that's it, and that'd be my one and only income, I would be to the moon and back. I would be so excited for that.
Okay, and that basically walks right into my next question, and that is, with me also being an entrepreneur, do you ever sit back and do you see when you will have to lay down your 9 to 5? Do you ever feel like that's a hindrance onto what you're actually trying to do? Because sometimes I feel like if we put the same amount of energy and time and effort that we put in for working for our job, you know what I'm saying, that might be our big break for what we're trying to get to or for what we're trying to do. So do you ever think of your 9 to 5 as a hindrance, or do you use that as a platform to build up what else you're trying to do?
The career lane that I'm in now, it flows, so it doesn't hinder me. But I mean, I used to work a hotel, cleaning the bathrooms, Lord Jesus, housekeeping. You get what I'm saying? I'm from the city, so you're gonna make it how you make it. You're gonna work. I worked at restaurants, and when I was in those certain careers, those 9 to 5s, I'm like, this is not where I want to be. This is not what I want to do. This is draining me. It can kind of even take you to a place where you're just like very unhappy with your life.
And it can take you away from what you actually want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So I always say, follow what's in your heart. Bills are still due. Baby.
Exactly.
Now, if what you're doing is bringing in a substantial amount of money that is covering the things that you know that needs to be done, then do so. If you feel that maybe I'll cut back my hours into part-time. So then I'm doing part-time this, and then I have more time for my career, and then time for rest and relaxation. Creative minds don't know how to go to bed. We got insomnia. If we don't already got insomnia, if we've never went to the doctor and told us that we got it, I know we got it, because our minds are always going. So we have to balance that. Home life, work life, career, self-care. And that's a big thing for me that I've been paying attention to more, maybe like the past 4 to 5 years. And because we're always go. We're on a mission, and I love that. But if you are your talent and you're going, and you're doing your 9 to 5, and then you getting in the studio, and then you going to your photo shoot, and you're not breathing, you're taking away so much from you. So I always just say, just try to balance it out. Follow what's in your heart, balance it out. But I've been there before. I've walked away from positions that I've been promoted in, because it can make you feel so unhappy. It can make you feel miserable. Me personally, I have a pretty good support system now with my spouse. So if I get to a point where I say, I'm done with this job, I want to do this head on full time, I want to invest in this solely, she's going to back me up 1,000%. So, but there was a time in life where it was like, it sounds good, baby, but the rent due, and the water, who gonna turn the water on, and who gonna turn on the lights, okay?
Exactly.
So you got to still do what you got to do. And like I said, if anything, cut it to part-time. If you feel like what comes in career-wise, plus maybe part-time your 9 to 5, and you're still able to live within your means, or live, the lifestyle that you want to live, then go for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing I always say is that you always gotta just do it. You know what I'm saying? If you're passionate about it, if you have an idea in your head, like I want to do this, the first step to making it reality is just doing it. So yes. With that being said, just doing my research and looking at your different pages and platforms, I see that you wear a number of hats. So with that being said, what would you consider your specialty to be? And if you consider yourself a specialist in all areas, what would be your favorite area to work in?
Oh man, that's a good question. I wasn't ready. God, and this just goes back to having such a creative mind and like wanting to dip and dabble in so much. And
Trust me, I understand.
it you know what I'm saying, it's kind of hard, but my heart is always gonna lie my with my talents, with my modeling and acting and music. My heart is always going to lie there. And then I would say my getting into the advertising and networking, it just kind of coincides. So that's going to be my second. If I could do my commercials and I could do movies and I do it all day. I do it all day long. And then I take a whole month off and vacation with the family. I could live. That's my dream. That's always been my dream. And then music. Oh, I love to sing. My whole thing with music is I am what you just said earlier, just do it. I'm more of a talk about it with my music because it's very deep within me, to my heart, you know, what I want to sing about and when I sing. So I want to make sure when I get in the studio, I'm where I need to be. I used to write poetry. I used to write songs. This is young, high school. Anybody that know me, they know that I sang for my graduation, 09. So it's just like music has always been a part of me, but I haven't necessarily taken the music up where the social media side, they're like, Destiny can sing? Oh, Destiny can sing. So this year is where I am, I want to say, coming out, turtle out of the shell and showing that aspect of it. But if I could just, you know, live life basically based off of my talents and gifts, I want to say gifts. I prefer to call it gifts that God gave us. I would. Okay. I truly would. I wouldn't even be at this computer.
Okay. Well, that's definitely dope. So just for the people that's listening and watching, can you give us 3 examples from those three things, like the highlights of your music career, the highlight of your acting career, and the highlight of your modeling career? And it don't have to be to nobody's standards but yours, or just the best day you had modeling, the best thing you did acting, and the best thing you did musically to this date that you're proud of.
Oh my goodness. Acting. I used to be with a group called AIM. It was Anointed in Movement, and I had a character. In my mind, I'm a Gemini, so in my mind, I'm 7 different people. So I have an old lady character, literally to this day. I call her Luella, and I got to get on stage, and I got to present myself and do this character, this good old grandma type character. And I loved it. It was just like literally my time to shine. We did some other little skits and improv in it as well. So that would have been one of the really big things for me, acting wise. And just anytime that I audition, anytime that I go and audition for something, I'm proud of myself because I did it. Because you got to try. They're going to tell you no a million times, but eventually you'll get yes, and you're going to get yes from the yes that you're supposed to have.
And okay? That's the worst thing they can say is no.
Don't get me preaching on here. But so then when it comes to modeling, I want to say...
I saw you just did something this week.
Yeah, so I worked with Raging Photos. Shout out Raging Photos on Instagram, Raging Models. Really good photographer friend out here of mine in Indianapolis. Just doing something fun, playful in the snow. I really want to get out in the snow. So I'm going to be dropping those photos soon. But the cover girl, so I was, for the month of November, the cover girl, the beauty of the month of here in Indianapolis. So that was my big highlight. For me growing up, I always admired those 90s. I always admired the Halle Berrys. I always admired the Tyra Banks. Lord, that's
me
what
too.
I wanted to do. Yes, I want to do the cover girl. I want to be the magazine girl. So This, I want to say 2020 is when I finally started getting into the aspect of modeling that I really, really like. Because when I came out in modeling wise, I was doing more swimwear, I was doing more lingerie, and that's great. I don't knock anyone that does it, but like I said, when you move and you grow, like you kind of change, you know, the image that you want portrayed and displayed. You begin to find your true self and what really works for you. So that was a really, really big thing for me. Again, so that was Miss November. So if you guys go ahead and pick that up, actually, when you go onto my Instagram, you'll see that I have that displayed as well. So that was awesome because I always want something my children can see. I want my daughters to see that we've been through a lot, but look at where mommy is now. Look at the potential that you have to grow. That's why we're big on affirmations in this house. Don't let nobody ever tell you what you can't do, period. If you say you can do it, you say you're a superhero, then you go out there and be a superhero. I got a 4-year-old superhero right now. She's saving Dave every day. Right. So that's my big highlight modeling wise. And my big highlight music wise, I actually mentioned it, was singing at graduation. Exactly. So I literally waited to maybe my junior year of high school until I started singing in front of people besides church. And then the music director was like, okay, all right, well, let's get you in here and sing. So come senior year, we practiced Jasmine Sullivan, I Bust the Windows Out Your Car, and I just loved it, because I want to find my different ranges, and we wound up deciding that they wanted me to sing for our graduation, which was just a Star Spangled Banner. But when I tell you, and I will always remember that feeling, walking out on stage, I had some big old butterflies in my stomach. I felt like my voice was stuck in my throat. I'm like, oh my God, this is really happening. We had, I can't remember the location that we did graduation at. I'm getting old, Lord forgive me. But it was down, like kind of like going downtown in the city. And the arena was huge. All the families, all the graduating classes, a big graduating class, the seats were filled. And there was just all these spotlights. And look, I got on the stage and I got on the microphone and I just sang, and I felt like Whitney Houston. That was my first, I don't really do makeup. So my mom had did me a little makeup. We straightened out my hair. I had my little blazer on. I love blazers. And I sang from my heart. And that was like the biggest thing for me music wise. So
yeah, that's definitely dope that you came out your shell in that way in front of all your peers, and they got to see you go off like that after seeing you 3 years, you know what I'm saying, probably not even knowing that aspect of you. So and that's definitely a butterfly acronym as well. So that's definitely dope that you took hold to that concept. So with you being in the fields that you're in, we're also a reality of it is women are often exploited with stuff you might hear in the news with the Me Too era and the Harvey Weinstein. Like, women always have to seem to maybe take an extra step or maybe have to do something extra to make it along, and especially in the artistic fields that you find yourself in. Have you ever encountered any situation like that, and how did you handle it? And what advice do you have for any women up and coming who may feel like they need to be naked or may need to do something that they have to do behind the scenes just to be on camera?
First of all, I just want to say thank you for this question. It's so personal. It's so personal. It's like you already knew my business. Don't be telling my business.
I know.
But no, being a woman in this industry, being a brown girl, being a brown baby in this industry, dealing with, this is something you really, really want to do. And I've dealt with it. I've dealt with getting super excited. This is the part that makes me so mad, is that I'm really serious about what I do. So I get so excited, I prep, I prepare, I'm ready to go to this photo shoot. Then I get to the photo shoot and the photographer is on some other stuff. It happens. I say stand your ground. I say Walk away. All business is not good business. As bad as you want it, when it's your time, it will be your time. Everybody is not for you. Okay, if you don't want to do right now, I don't do nude modeling whatsoever. I mean, I never did nude modeling, but I get those questions a lot. I say absolutely not. Say no. It doesn't matter what the dollar sign is. If this is what you believe or this is what you want to do it the way that you want to do.